King Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry and all the other members of the royal family were deeply affected by the Queen's state funeral, according to an onlooker. Working and non-working members of the firm came together, alongside state officials, foreign royals and world leaders, to pay tribute to the late sovereign on Monday. While royal family members normally try to hide their emotions when under the spotlight, one member of the public at the service held at Westminster Abbey said she could perceive their grief and pain. Leslie Garvin MBE, who has been manager of the Blind Veterans UK since 2012, told People magazine, "They were flushed. You could see that William and Harry and King Charles were deeply affected. Really deeply emotionally affected by the whole thing, and that really touched me. King Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry were deeply affected by the Queen's funeral." Image, Getty. King Charles III during the funeral service. Image, Getty. They were obviously holding it together, but when you are so close to somebody you can really feel it and see it, and I think that was probably quite. It was human. It was real human feelings. Being in there was quite up close and personal and intimate. And it was that whole feeling of, this is somebody's mother and grandmother. Below the pageantry, you could really feel it. The real, raw feelings of people. Read more. Queen is buried alongside Prince Philip in intimate family funeral. Prince Harry is one of the Queen's 8 grandchildren. Image, Getty. Ms. Garvin, who was awarded an MBE in the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Honours, added the royals had a teary look on their faces which made her feel for them. All the Queen's children, led by King Charles, walked behind their mother's coffin during the processions which took place on Monday. They were joined also by some of the late monarch's grandchildren, including Prince William, Prince Harry, and Peter Phillips. These moments proved to be highly emotional for the attendees, with Prince Andrew looking distraught while King Charles seemingly wiping away a tear from his cheek. The long day of mourning started before 11 a.m., when the state gun coach transported the Queen's coffin from Westminster Hall, where the late monarch had lain in state, to Westminster Abbey. Don't miss. Queen spent final days with favourite courtier Tall Paul. Inside Charlotte shares sweet glance with Uncle Harry, pics Harry puffs out cheeks after draining day for royals. Video, Prince William is the heir to the throne. Image, Getty. The Queen's state funeral was held at Westminster Abbey. Image, Getty. Among the most touching moment during the hour-long service, the Archbishop of Canterbury praised the monarch's dedication to duty. He said, "Service in life, hope in death. All who follow the Queen's example, and inspiration of trust and faith in God, can with her say, we will meet again." Following the hour-long service, the 8 pallbearers, all members of the Queen's Company's Grenadier Guards, carried out the coffin, which was taken through the streets of central London lined with thousands of mourners. After arriving at Wellington Arch, the cortege stopped to allow the bearer party to transfer the coffin from the state gun carriage to the state hearse, which then left for Windsor. A selection of pictures showing the Queen with world leaders. Image, Express. The commemoration for the Queen continued at Windsor Castle with a committal service held at St George's Chapel. After joining the Dean of Windsor in prayers and reflections, those in attendance looked on as the instruments of state were removed from the Queen's coffin by the Crown Jeweller in preparation for the burial. Shortly after, the Garter King of Arms proclaimed the styles and titles of Queen Elizabeth II as her body was lowered into the royal vault. A few hours later, during a private ceremony held behind closed doors, the monarch was laid to rest in the small chapel built in 1962 and named after her father, King Charles and Princess Anne during the funeral procession. Image, Getty. The King George VI Memorial Chapel was built in the 1960s. It has since become the final resting place of the Queen's parents as well as her sister, Princess Margaret. Yesterday, the late sovereign was also reunited with her late husband Prince Philip. While the period of national mourning has now ended, The royal one will continue until September 26.